What's up, guys? Mike here again with Cashback Realty, and today we're talking about the housing crisis. Again, right? You guys have heard me say this many times before. We are at the boiling point of what's happening here in the Florida market, really across the nation, but I think it's more concentrated here in South Florida because of the fact that we are a retirement destination. We are a tourist destination. We are a desirable part of the country to live in. So a lot of people move here, a lot of people relocate here, and that is exacerbating the situation. I'm gonna show you a few local news stories that illustrate what I'm talking about. I wanna start with this one first regarding rental scams that are happening because I just got 2 calls about this from people. One young lady, I'm still helping her find a place, called me after she called someone else from Craigslist. And I did a video about this, guys. I'm gonna put a link to that video that you can watch that I did about these rental scams. I'm gonna put it up here, wherever the link is on YouTube.
I've been looking for about a year.
So when Alina Gomez saw this Port St. Lucie home listed on Facebook for $1,400 a month, she knew she had to act fast.
Especially for the prices right now.
She called the listing, got the keys to tour the home through the Rently app, signed a lease, and was told she could start moving in. But at the urging of friends, she did more digging and found the home was actually owned by a real estate company. She called them.
I said, well, someone is trying to rent it out, saying that they own it. She said, well, it's a scam then if they say that.
Somehow, a criminal got in the middle and took Gomez for $2,800.
Completely and utterly violated. They didn't violate just me, it violated my kids. So you feel torn apart.
Port St. Lucie police say so far they've had 16 similar incidents in the past 6 months where people have lost anywhere from $500 to $3,600.
And the best thing to always do is work with a local real estate agent, people that know the market, they know the owners personally, they're representing the owners.
Taking it a step further, the St. Lucie County clerk tells me they've had a few cases recently where legal property owners have had their properties sold fraudulently from right under their noses. An employee with the real estate company that owns the property is putting up new warning signs.
If it seems to be too good to be true, the price is a lot lower than what the market, place is renting at, that would be a red flag right there as well.
Advice Gomez is taking to heart when it comes to online listings.
Do not even look at them. Do not even click on them.
And you see what the police officer said there, guys. I cannot stress this enough. Work with a licensed real estate broker. I'll set you up on the automatic notification directly from the MLS. It's free. Doesn't cost anything, guys. I'll do that for you free of charge. That way you get actual listings that are regulated by the state of Florida and are not on some of these websites that a lot of the scammers use, right? You saw on there, they're using Craigslist, they're using OfferUp, they're using Facebook to post, fraudulent listings that they don't own, listings that they're just grabbing from other sites and posting them up there. So the next story I want to touch on, guys, is the rental assistance program. I'm a firm believer in whenever you identify a problem, you always try to offer a solution. So I did a video about this as well a while back. I'm going to put the link up here so you guys can check that out in more detail about the rental assistance program that is not only in Palm Beach, it's really all across Florida.
PTV News Channel 5 Danielle C. live with how they say they're ready to help probably tens of thousands of people here, Danielle.
Mike, by the end of the year, Palm Beach County plans to help more than 20,000 families with their rent and utilities as part of their emergency rental assistance program that they started at the beginning of the pandemic. Now, for some, it may seem like the impacts of the pandemic are minimal at this point, but leaders with the county tell me that the residual effects of the COVID-19 pandemic are still very much here, especially with rent on the rise now. Plus, this program can help anyone dealing with a hardship, specifically those in unincorporated Palm Beach County. Between now and the end of the year, they have more than $20 million to allocate to families in need. Qualifications are on a case-by-case basis, but generally speaking, to qualify, families need a household income at or below 80% of the area median income. And they need to prove they've experienced some sort of hardship. Green says they know the price of housing is creating a struggle for thousands of residents, and they want to do what they can to help.
Do me a huge favor, guys. If you find value in this video, please leave a comment below so it can be proliferated to other viewers so more people can see it. Also, share it with someone who you think might find the information useful, because with a lot of these programs, for whatever reason, these state agencies aren't advertising them. They're not marketing them. So a lot of people don't even know they exist. So in addition to liking the video, leaving a comment below, please share it with someone you think might find it useful. And last but certainly not least, we know that the housing market, if you're looking to buy, is it's like a zoo out there. But here are some solutions, here are some tips, here are some tactics that this gentleman used to help him secure a listing while he was looking for a house for his family. Let's take a look.
Home buyers aren't just dealing with limited inventory, they're also up against competitive offers and rising interest rates. But that's not discouraging one family. In fact, they found a new strategy to find a home. Opening the door to possibilities, Ryan Rochford is house hunting in Jupiter. It's been a difficult search to find a home for his family of 4.
The emotional aspect of it, we've learned to be kind of cold about it and not get too attached to anything. Buyers do not have the same leverage. And for that, I guess they would need to let go of their traditional ways.
His family moved from Canada 4 years ago. They recently decided to buy a home in the midst of a fast-moving market.
It's been no surprise, like everybody else. It's quite shocking to see how much the prices have increased.
So he's staying open to several options.
There's many different recipes that can work for us, and a nice condo is one of them.
Fine-tuning his strategy along the way.
We've had to waive financing. We've learned that people waive inspections.
So what he's talking about here when he said waive financing, guys, is there's a clause in the purchase contract that says that you're able to get out of the deal, you're able to get out of the contract if your financing falls through. So when you waive that, you're sending a signal to the seller that you have no problems with your financing, right? You're 100% gonna go through with the deal. You know, your credit isn't shaky. There are no issues with your bank in terms of them approving you for a mortgage. That's just one of the tactics, in addition to maybe waiving inspection. In normal times, this is not something I would suggest to my clients. But listen, when you're trying to find a home for you and your family, waiving inspection is something that you might want to do. Maybe you want to, when you go look at the house, bring someone who is well-versed, bring someone who is an inspector at the time to do the walkthrough or the viewing with you so they can look at a few things, because waiving inspection means you are waiving the right to walk away from the deal if something is wrong with the plumbing, if something is wrong with the electrical system, if something is wrong with the roof. You've waived your right to an inspection of that property. And unfortunately, in this market, to make yourself look more attractive to the seller, that's one of the things you have to do. Maybe you have to also waive your appraisal. So in other words, let's say you're buying a house for $500,000 and the appraisal comes in at $450,000. You're telling the seller, if that house appraises for less, I am willing to pay the difference between what you want for it, the list price, and what the appraisal is. Sellers have the leverage now. They're getting 8, 9, 10, 15 buyers on their property, and they're willing to pay more than the asking price by 5-10% sometimes. So
now here's an interesting tale to tell. March's report on median home sale prices from the Realtors Association of Broward, Palm Beach, and St. Lucie counties found single-family homes are selling at an average price of $541,000. So if we're looking at the big picture of this bubble bursting, it's not happening. In fact, it's going in the opposite direction. Prices are higher than they were in February as the cost of housing continues to skyrocket here in Florida.
All right, so you see there, guys, this talk of the housing bubble bursting, it's not going to happen. This is not like 2007. And the main difference here that's causing this increase in price is because there is no inventory. The circumstances from 2007, the reason I'm mentioning this is because I get people asking me, is the market going to crash? Or is the bubble going to burst? This isn't a bubble. This isn't an inflated bubble that was caused by, greed and just, financial products that people didn't understand back in 2006, 2007. This is being caused by a lack of inventory. If there are no homes to sell, prices are going to keep increasing because demand is out there. And listen, I'm going to answer another question that a lot of people ask me. Well, should I wait? No, because the alternative is that you're renting, number one, and we see what's happening with home prices, right? Your landlord comes in and says, hey, I'm going to hike the rent or double it or triple it, right? So yes, it's always a good idea to own your own home. So yes, buy a house right now. Number two, interest rates are going up, right? Interest rates are going up, so the sooner you buy, because at the end of the year, interest rates right now are in the fives, low fives. By the end of this year, interest rates are probably going to be in the sixes, right? So if you can buy while interest rates are still relatively low, even in the fives, it's still relatively low, right? If you can purchase now, do it. Another strategy you can use when discussing financing and getting a mortgage with your banker or your mortgage broker is flexible financing, right? If you understand the product, right? If you understand how adjustable rate mortgages work, you can get an ARM, right? Maybe a 5-1 ARM or a 7-1 ARM, but I want to emphasize, make sure you understand these products before you get into them, because an adjustable rate mortgage is exactly what it says. The rate will adjust after, 5 years or 3 years, 7 years, whatever ARM you decide to get. So discuss this thoroughly, make sure you understand it before you use one of these instruments to purchase a home. That's something you can do to maybe make the home that you're looking at more affordable. It starts out at a lower interest rate and then adjusts as the market adjusts. So I'm going to ask you once again, please share this with someone you think might find it useful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And reach out to me if I can ever answer any of your questions, guys. Leave comments below. You can email me. You can send me a text message. I hope to talk to you soon.